I don't know how this show works anymore.
It's every week.
I feel like
man.
it's been a really long time.
Since what's
We'll see.
Things are new. We're live over on
It's
Instagram.
Thursday, right?
It is Thursday.
Okay, good.
I heard. Everybody, and welcome back to another episode here of the Wish You Were a Beer Show. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is a live beer show that we do every Thursday night here on YouTube. We also stream it through Facebook and Instagram as well. So you can pick your platform and you can find us on any one of those at any time. All of our Instagram, social media, TikTok,
All of the things.
all the things are at the bottom of the page.
TikTok's right.
Our website, which is here-ish.
Not good weathermen.
I mean, I'm
people.
pointing in the right direction,
Right.
Which is
That
half
is-
the battle.
That is half the battle.
Yeah.
So
It's just you were in the way.
yeah, don't poke my eye out, man. Careful, it's fragile. But do make sure you check out our website as well. That's got a good catalog of all of our past episodes, as well as a splendid merch store where you can support us by potentially buying a t-shirt. You can buy us a beer. You can buy a fanny pack. There's a litany of options out there. So if you do want to support the show, that's an easy way to do it other than just watching and playing along with us every week. We are doing a trivia episode tonight, so we are going to be playing through Kahoot. All that information is over in the chat section, and we'll also scroll it.
There it is.
There it is. God damn, you're talented.
I'm
Look
on
at
it.
you, Phil. So proud of you.
If you're unfamiliar with the show,
I've been drinking White Claws all night, so this is
oh
fantastic.
my God. And nothing makes me happier than this is a consistent beer show and you're pounding White Claws over there. That's
Either
beautiful.
White
gotta
Claws and Big Boys. Those are my only two things.
You gotta love the island life. As always, again, if you're unfamiliar with the show, I'm Daniel. This is Tiffany. That gentleman over there is Phil. And we made a quick start of the show this on the intro here. One, because I was gonna ask Phil what he was drinking, but it's a White Claw.
Yep, push right through it.
Pushed right through it.
Well, what are you
It's
drinking?
pineapple. It's the pineapple flavor, which is
It's
delicious.
pineapple.
Hello. That's how you pronounce
Yeah,
that.
hello. If you did miss our episode last week, Vero here in the chat was actually co-hosting with Phil. It was a fantastic episode if you get
Yes.
the chance to watch it.
You didn't watch it.
What do you say?
You didn't watch it.
I did.
I did watch it.
How
I
do
promise.
you know it was fantastic?
I haven't watched a show that we've all been on, but if we're not on the show, I try to watch as much of it as I can.
Because you've been
Yeah.
there. You know the show.
I've been there. I
Yeah.
was live. I did
Yeah.
it. Why do I got to go back and watch
Been there,
it?
done that. Next.
True.
I'm not going to take notes on myself like, oh, how could I have done it better? How could
No,
I have drank
obviously
beer
this
better?
is the best you're gonna get. So
I mean, I have a full notebook about how you could be better, Daniel. Just so you know.
Oh, are we talking about on the show or just in life?
A little bit of two.
Okay. That actually kind of makes me a little nervous.
That's fine. Just make sure to email them to me directly, and I will.
Yeah, if you
I'll
could
just
send the
start-
notes.
I'll slyly be like, you know what, you should try. So
Well, we decided we're going to be doing something a little bit new this month. We're going to try to focus in on some hop varieties, not necessarily a specific beer per show. So we are going to be doing some hop varieties and feature them exclusively on the show and kind of go in a little bit more in depth about the specific variety of hop that we so choose.
I'm excited about this because, like, you guys know, I know everything about beer. And
Yeah.
it's going to be really nice to, like, start knowing why people are like, oh, there's Galaxy in this. Oh, there's this. Like, and I always have to go to the brewery and I'm wearing a Wish You Were a Beer shirt and some drunk dude's talking about, it's Daniel, about hops in some beer. Like, yeah. No, yeah, for sure. That's a great hop.
Yeah,
I don't
for
know.
sure.
So I'm excited because this might give me some talking points next time that happens.
That's fair. And we can get really in depth with it if you want, Phil. So this week was kind of the starter kit, so to speak. We are going to be doing the Galaxy hop, which is pretty prevalent and quite a few different variations of beer. So this one's relatively simple in the grand scheme of things, but boy, we could get really complicated real quick if you want. You want to fuck around, we can find out.
That's all I want to do.
No. Oh, well. All right. Well, next week's show. No. Well, if you're familiar with the show, we are going to start off with a small, quick portion that we like to do every beginning of the show. And it's called Beer News. That music always makes me think of Jurassic Park. Every time it plays, I go, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." It's the dumbest thing ever, and I don't do a good impression of it either, so
But
it's
I
even
enjoy
weaker.
it every time. I get to enjoy that.
Yes.
Sorry that you don't get to hear that.
So this is a quick portion of the show where we like to talk about something either happening in the beer industry, the beer world, kind of behind the scenes, beer news, like it's called. And Tiffany actually found a story. I wouldn't really call this a story. I just think
It's just a beer
interesting.
highlight.
It's
Yeah.
a headline. Let's
Yeah,
see
it
how,
is.
let's
This
see
is
how
one of-
much we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Clickbait.
I Googled it, and this was like the second one that popped up because the first one was like another brewery is going under and filed Chapter 11. And I was like, I feel like we've really covered a lot of that lately, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of tired of being down about it. But my hometown area, Bay Area, if you didn't know,
Oh,
I'm from
is that where
California.
you're from?
Yeah, I'm from California.
Okay.
But Russian River, who does Pliny the Elder and Pliny the Younger, the younger version, which is a triple hop version, is having its 20th anniversary, which is crazy.
Yeah, and when we were reading this, I was like, does that make Pliny the Elder older?
It
That would
is.
make sense, but now I don't know which one's the OG.
The Elder came out, I think, like 4 years before the Younger, and then they were kind of fucking around with the beer and just trying to do a different variation of it, and they did a triple hopped version, and that is where Pliny the Younger came out, and it's been a banger ever since.
Yeah, and it was crazy because when I was reading through the bottom edge of this story, they were talking about how early people line up.
Yeah,
when
5 a.m.
5 a.m.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
me.
that
I'm
when I was living in LA. I remember there was like, oh, Pliny's coming out, and everyone lined up.
Yeah, that seems crazy to me, only because there's a brewery near us that's like a big hype brewery that does that. They do really limited releases on things. They hype the shit out of it. People wait in line for it. It's not even necessarily my favorite beers either. They're okay, but
We went to go stand in one beer line, and I think we lasted 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was for Smart Mouse Saturday morning.
Oh, they did a Lucky Charms beer.
And we basically got in line, and then we were like, we're good. Let's just walk over.
I think we walked across the street.
To Bench Top. And
To
we were
Bench
just
Top.
Like,
I need a beer.
I'm good. I'm good. It's just not my thing. I'm not like the Seinfeld episode where everyone's just in lines.
Right.
These ads just got real sexy.
Yeah, they did.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I didn't miss
That
it.
wasn't the ad on my side. I think mine was probably like, you should buy this sweater. And I was
That
like, you're
was-
right. I should buy
That
this
ad's
sweater.
just selling a loofah. It's not a big deal. People shower.
It's,
Everybody relax.
yeah. You should really up your skincare routine, Phil.
I should.
Yeah, but I think it is a little bit of a testament to this beer that people are still waiting in line for it for an
20
event
years
like
later.
that. 20 years later,
Yeah.
they do some rotating beer or releases of it nowadays. It's not as one off or like.
I thought it was.
No. They do it a couple of times a year now, and you can get kegs of it at certain points of the year now. So they're releasing it a little bit more than they used to, but. Still, for that beer to be 20 years old and people to be waiting 5-6 hours for a pint of it's a little fucking crazy. But
Yeah.
Pliny's delicious.
Yeah. If anyone wants to send us some, that'd be great.
Yeah, if anyone happens to stumble across
like my whole family.
20
that
of
lives
them,
there.
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Just wait 24 hours for it. Send it out.
I mean, you don't even
Right.
need to get the younger one. Just send me
Yeah.
some Russian River.
Yeah,
I
just
don't-
in any capacity.
Send me Pliny of age. You know, just
I
send
prefer Pliny of age.
I'm just gonna pull up a lot of like actually Pliny the Elder's not theories, but it's fine. I'm sick. I can't
Yeah.
think straight right
Andrew,
now.
you're late. No, Pliny is not the show beer. No one sends us Pliny.
Again, if someone would like to send us Russian River beer, I'd be more than happy to do it on the show.
Correct. Because they really need our advertising.
They really do.
To try to drive that
right.
brand.
Like people might start waiting in line at like 4 a.m.
Not a chance. Well, as I mentioned, what
do we got going on?
Yeah, as I mentioned on the front end of the show, we're gonna be doing some specific hop variations and focusing a little more on the individual hop, not necessarily a single beer.
Look at you, Anchor Brewing.
Okay. You just asked me what we had going on, and then you interrupted it to just backtrack again. I don't know how the show even works.
I have one Anchor Brewing beer in the fridge that we found.
Yeah, it's a Christmas one.
It is.
So this week we are going to be doing and focusing on the Galaxy hop. We are going to be playing trivia through Kahoot. So if you're familiar with the show, you can either go to Kahoot.com and put in our pin.
IT.
There it is. Yeah.
Kahoot.it.
You can put in that game pin, and that'll allow you to make a team name and play trivia along with us. So we are going to be
bonus points for cool names, not your own name.
I don't think we can give bonus points.
I can give all the bonus points.
Okay.
Yeah. Gold star for you, sir. Ma'am, keep up the great work.
So if you want to go ahead and get the Kahoot knocked out, go ahead and do that now. Set your teams up so that we can start trivia here shortly. But we did invite a guest on the show tonight. I figured if we're going to talk about hops or specific hops, it should probably not be just a bunch of armchair beer drinkers. So our friend Mike, who brews over at
we've
Coastal,
won some awards for beer,
who brews over at Coastal Fermentory, is going to join us tonight. Fermentory, I always say fermentory, and no one ever corrects me.
I say fermentory as well. Fermentory just does not sound right.
But I think Mike and all them
I just say Coastal
fermentory. Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to fuck around.
Well, let's ask Mike when he comes on after this little clip.
Oh yeah, we have a clip for that.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, you'll be on in a second.
Fair warning.
Mike, what's up, buddy?
What's up, guys?
How you been, man?
Doing all right.
Yeah. I tell you, your light game is strong.
It is fucking gnarly.
You look angelic as hell.
Let me figure this out real quick.
It's nice of Mike to fix this now.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yes.
It got creepier though somehow.
Yeah, it did get creepier. I like it.
Do you like creepy or strong? You just let me know.
I like strong creepy.
Yeah.
I'm getting mixed signals here.
Yeah. So Mike, obviously we already argued over if y'all call it fermentory or fermentory. How do you say it?
I heard you. I say fermentary. I never correct anyone because I give zero fucks. If you want to call it that, you do it.
Hey, if I'm in your brewery, like just let me have my beer, like
right.
whatever I want.
Do you like the beers? Great. That is fantastic.
Looks like he spends time on 4chan. Damn, Mike, you getting jumped already by Gabe.
Yeah. The comment section's brutal sometimes.
I love it. Well, Mike, I appreciate you stopping by. I mean, obviously, if you've kept up on the show, everybody over at Coastal is good friends of ours. We brewed a beer with them.
Well, almost everyone.
Yeah, almost everyone. So that's kind of a dick, but we have him on occasionally as well. But we did brew a beer with Mike specifically over at Coastal. If you remember a few episodes back, our gold medal for our Saison, that is the beer that we brewed with Mike himself. So we spent a lot of time with you guys, and I appreciate you being willing to come on and correct all my bad info.
Fermentory.
And the funny thing is, I asked Mike to come by the show. I was like, hey, we're gonna be doing hop specific stuff. I was like, we're gonna be doing the Galaxy hop, and he's like, I have mixed feelings about that hop.
You have to call it out right at a time.
I love it because more than anything, I'm just actually interested to hear your mixed idea on it. But let's get through trivia first, just in case you answer some of the questions in your mixed opinion of it.
incorrectly.
Yeah. That would be me, Mike. That would be me. So again, if you had the opportunity to follow through on Kahoot, we're going to be starting here very shortly. Kahoot.hit it, put in our game pen, or if you have the app, you can put in our game pen there as well. I assume everyone is already, it's been decades since we mentioned it. So, but
724-9104, put it in. Let's do this.
Put it in your fooder. Well, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
That's TBD. Is that new?
Is that a new slide? Am I fucking losing my mind?
It was the original trivia one because we were doing trivia tonight.
That's right, because normally we were rolling the history and facts instead of the trivia one. That's right.
This isn't history and facts tonight. This is trivia.
That's right.
Yeah.
Phil, it's been a couple of weeks since I've done this show, and I apologize.
Same.
So thank you for holding it together.
Also, we felt better.
We'll be fine. So, do we have anybody in the waiting room for it already, Phil? I know you can see that.
Yeah, we've got 3 people in the waiting room right now.
Okay, well, this is gonna be your last chance because I'm not taking around anymore. I feel like
we got 4.
Okay,
and here are the names. Here's the game happening tonight.
Terry Furman, baby is always
Terry.
here. I feel uncomfortable that we put G-Spot next to baby, and Galaxy Guardian. Okay.
All right. We ready to play this? Oh, we lost one.
So remember, it's just baby. Baby's always a little fucked up for this event.
And they're back.
So just remember with Kahoot, it's not only about getting the correct answer, but it's about getting the correct answer as quickly as possible. So you get points for getting it faster than everybody else and getting it correct.
And I believe it'll pop up on your screen while we are still reading.
Yep.
Like you'll actually have a
there is a delay. So have it
so
up
don't
and
shoot the messenger.
Here we go.
All right. So the first question for
Kahoot
at home. Right. Let's explore the galaxy, he says. Oh, that's some Buzz Lightyear shit. All right. So what country are galaxy hops from? Germany, Australia, America, or Sweden?
Ooh, people jumped in real quick.
Yeah, real fast.
I'm digging it.
Real
All
fast.
right.
Like,
It is Australia.
It is Australia. Mike, are there a lot of hop variations that come out of Australia? Is this one probably their banger, so to speak?
There are a few, but yes, Galaxy is the one that makes Australia awesome when it comes to hop production.
Is Vic Secret Australian as well?
Vic Secret is Australian.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say because I knew they had 2 like pretty well known ones, and then probably a bunch of random ass ones that they use from like prison wine.
We we use those 2 in sync actually. So
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
So it's just a full out Australian beer.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, we call it
Foster's.
Mike's Foster's for the people. Yeah.
No, I mean, I know everything, but I'm just gonna ask questions anyways. For the people who don't know anything.
Fair.
This hop comes out of Australia. What makes it come out of Australia? Like, could you potentially make this hop not in Australia? Like, why is it in Australia, I guess? I know. Weird question.
I think this is where it was invented.
Like, could you make a Galaxy hop not in Australia?
You could. There's a lot of there's a lot of patenting and trademarking in the hop industry, and that's why I can't grow Citra hops in my backyard right now, because unless I were to go to farms that can legally grow it or like have that patent to do it, I would have to like steal the rhizomes and grow them in my yard. So like they have patented these things, and that's why they are able to do that.
Yeah. And a lot of these, so like with Galaxy, even this is all part of a similar process that's happened for a lot of hops and newer hops that are developed. It's a crossbreeding. So they're taking older hops that were historically from Germany, and they crossbred them and it happened to be
Heritage hops.
this group out of Australia that did it. So it's not like it's a hop that grew naturally. They actually pretty much created it, which is where some of the patent game and all that stuff comes into play, because it's actually
you see a lot in agriculture actually with apples too. Like when people are producing apples, they make a name for it and all that. But yeah, with
whole podcast
along with that, it's like the heritage hops, like noble hops, a lot of them are a part of what you get from the hops that have all this crazy flavor profiles, aroma profiles, and all that. If you dig down deep into it, they have that like lineage that goes along with it. So
yeah. So in theory, you could grow them.
Yeah. If I would, get a little lab going on, spend a few years trying to figure out how to do it, and
so it's not something where like it's not something where like the soil in Australia allows for this sort of hop to grow. Like I'm just baffled by this, so I'm sorry.
No, there is the soil like that. There's a reason why like a lot of hops are grown in the Pacific Northwest, because they do really well in that soil. So yes, there is that side of it too, but there's also the company, patent side of it as well. So
fucking capitalism.
I had zero idea that patented hops. No idea.
Yeah,
patent just about anything, Phil.
Yeah, you can pickle just about anything. Or patent anything.
You can pickle it too.
Yeah.
All right,
let's see who got this right and who didn't.
Fastest.
Yeah, who got it right the fastest?
Oh, the G spot up there.
Ooh,
it's amazing.
The tie.
Galaxy Guardian hit the G spot at the same time.
I'm glad you went there, because I'm literally just sitting here thinking like, boy, that's the fastest anyone's ever found the G spot, or that'll be the first time someone with a name like Galaxy Guardian is anywhere near the G spot. I had a bunch, but
all right, let's get into this. Let's go to question 2.
All right. So what fruit notes are typically associated with Galaxy hops? Peach, passion fruit, citrus, or all of the above?
I like your fruit picture.
Thanks.
That looks fun.
Quite the fruit
I didn't want to
basket.
give it away which fruit it was, but it was all of them.
Yeah. So this is definitely an all of the above here. These are all your standard fruit notes that you're going to get from this hop, regardless of what beer it's in. Passion fruit and citrus, obviously, especially when it's brewed in a lot of the IPAs and some of the hazier IPAs. I don't get a whole lot of peach.
Why are you saying obviously?
What?
Passion fruit? That's an obvious one for the Galaxy?
Yeah, for Galaxy hops, and
like
especially with some of the hazier beers that it's used a lot for. Passion fruit is a pretty prominent nose and flavor profile.
Just remember, some people watching this don't know much about this, so they need to know why that is an obvious thing.
That is fair. Again, so for a lot of these baseline hops that are pretty prevalent in the industry, I say baseline hops. I mean, Galaxy's not as prevalent as some of the other your Citra Mosaic,
but it's not
like
impossible to find.
Correct.
There will be beers in your local areas that are likely using Galaxy hops.
Correct. Some well and some not so well.
It's a solid attempt,
if you will.
Now, I'm back on Australia.
Okay.
If you're going to use Galaxy hops, do you have to get them shipped in from Australia?
Well, I'll let Mike answer this question in regards to purchasing hops and
we have coming up.
Distributors. No.
Is it?
No.
No, you can. I order them off of Yakima Valley Hop all the time, which is a Pacific Northwest area. There's a lot of wholesalers that pump these hops out. So
right, so they're basically the distributor that distributes them out, but
so they're bringing them in from Australia. You're buying it from them.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, all of Galaxy hops are made in Australia.
That's where they originated from. Yep. As far as I know, that's where they come from.
Correct.
There it is. Okay.
So-
I hear you. I hear you.
I see you, and I'll raise you one. Let's see
Yeah.
who's winning.
You're telling me space dust is not all from Australia?
That's
That's where they brew it.
That's where they brew it. All right, so who's in the lead now, Phil?
Sorry, something fell over and I got distracted.
That's okay.
Let's see.
Ooh,
Galaxy
Ooh.
Guardian.
Galaxy Guardian.
The G-spot was ignored.
I tell you, this baby character every week, man. It's like, just, are you drunk when you show up?
Well, it's just inconsistent. Every once in a while, baby does really well, but other times, baby is really drunk on the milk. So
I love it.
All right. Question 3.
Is it true or false? Galaxy hops are recommended to be a wet hopped addition. True or false?
This is a whole nother
we can talk more
conversation.
about it, I guess. Wet hop is, where it's
But don't
fresh.
ruin it.
I'm just saying it's fresh.
We might not know.
Oh my god.
So this is false. Don't get me wrong, and Mike, you can probably speak to this more than anybody else, but you can put hops in at any point in the process.
Obviously, you can. You can do whatever the fuck you want with hops.
Exactly. The recommendation of a Galaxy hop is typically going to be later in the process or a dry hop because of the characteristics of the hop itself. There are hops that are better in the wet hop process than in the late additions because of what it brings out of the individual hop. So the Galaxy hop has a really high oil content and does have quite a bit of bitterness to it. So when you throw that in a wet hop addition, it's going to make a beer way more bitter than you probably want it to. So the dry hopping or the late addition on it plays well with the oil and the bitterness of this hop specifically to achieve the goal most of y'all are going for, which is not a punch you in the face hazy beer. Right, Mike?
Just so everyone knows, the wet hopping versus a dry hopping, what's that process? What's going on here?
Think about middle school, right?
Hey, I want to hear it from Mike.
Oh, okay. Mike, obviously you do this every day to some degree. So
well, I don't wet hop every day, but I can tell you like the process.
Right. You totally wet up, Mike. We can you look like a guy who wet up.
You called me out. You got me. No, so wet hop is basically it is fresh from the vine. They pluck it, they send it to you right there. It is fresh, and you put it in whether you're using it in mashing or you're doing it in the kettle when you're boiling. It has a whole different feel to it. It's got way more vegetative state to it. So the reason I say I don't know the answer to this is because I've never done this with beer, but I can say that it's hard to say that it would be great because you get a lot of with Galaxy hops, the after effects. When it's processed, you get less of the vegetative state. You get more of the fruity character out of it. What we just did on the trivia, which is that citrus, passion fruit, a little bit of peach, little iffy on the peach side, but yes, yeah. I get the peach. But yeah, you get that on the wet. When you're doing the wet hop, you get more of the vegetative state of it, which is a little bit grassier, a little bit more herbal. So I think you lose a bit of what you're paying for when you get it that way. But yeah, that's what I'm going with. Like, I would love to do a really good wet hop beer. I just haven't figured it out yet on what to do with it.
I was gonna say, what is the best hop to do wet hops with?
Don't ask me that.
Okay.
Don't ask me that.
Wait, but I can retract my question.
No, I got to figure that one out. Like,
yeah.
Is there any mainstream wet hop beer that I would know?
Sierra Nevada had that series going on. It was in bottles. They were doing. I actually enjoyed this. Like,
We're good.
shit, that's nostalgia right there. They're bringing back some good memories. But they were doing the wet hop series, and they had done, multiple different hops in those. I think the reason that I haven't done it is because I'm just scared I'm not going to get it right. Like, that kind of a thing.
But I think you historically find more craft breweries and smaller breweries doing wet hopped IPAs or wet hopped anything, because they're typically done in smaller batches.
Yep.
You're not going to wet hop of 90 barrels or something and fuck around with it. Like
unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
On our scale, I could do it. I just don't, we're on a 10 barrel scale. So, you're pumping out that style of beer. But it's just hard to justify right now and trying to make it right. But for me, it's just doing the research, and I could do the research and try to figure out what to do. And maybe I'll just take that leap. Maybe you guys are just pushing me in a direction.
That's actually one of the reasons I brought this question in here, because I hadn't really done one of those, and I really wanted to push in that direction.
Let's go.
An IPL with wet hops.
Isn't that just like IPA?
It's called IPA, but I like IPL because that's.
I was gonna say, what are we doing here? Like,
Well, the IPL is like the OG, and then a cold IPA is because it's like no one understood what the hell that was.
It's like we have to rebrand this thing because nobody.
Exactly.
Right, because IPAs are still the best sellers, and no one knows what an IPL is.
I didn't realize that there was like a hot streak. Look at you, Galaxy Guardian.
Yeah. It's just because we've never seen a hot streak before.
Because no one's got 3 in a row before.
Great job.
The baby woke up.
This is a first on the show, so you have those kudos.
That don't.
Marcus they're interchangeable for any other currency.
Yeah. Marcus put up there that Celebration from Sierra Nevada is a wet hop too, and that is a fantastic beer too.
That is a great beer. Yep. All right, let's try this fourth question. What year was the Galaxy hop commercially available? 88, 93, 99, or 2009?
It's quite the jump there.
Yeah.
I find if I put things in like exact increments, Phil's always like, "Oh, great, another one of these." So fuck it, let's just throw some numbers at it.
I mean, I would have liked to see like a 1970 something, just to throw it out.
Just to really fuck with everyone.
Yeah.
No, so the correct answer is 2009. The hop was actually bred and discovered originally in the mid to late 90s. But that's kind of how long that time frame took for them to actually hone it down and continue to cultivate it.
First.
They didn't patent it first. It actually took a little while.
That's what I'm saying. They had to like make sure it was patented before they sent it out.
There's a whole story about that. That's what I'm saying. But that's a whole nother episode.
I thought this was the episode on Galaxy Hops.
It is.
Yeah, it is another episode about Galaxy Hops.
I don't have 30 minutes to talk about the patent process in Australia because boy, it's a shit show.
But the Queen,
but yeah,
she died. It
basically took them close to 10 years to actually whittle this down from its original inception to something that they felt like was usable, clean across the board. Which is interesting that they put a lot of R&D into this after they even created it.
Look at you, R&D, using acronyms. Not very to me.
I heard it one time in a movie, and I still don't know what it means.
Research and development.
What?
Right. It worked.
It's research and development?
Yeah.
I thought it was riding a donkey.
What the
God? Boy, I have used this wrong several times this week.
I cannot.
Not a lot of history on this one. Not a lot of more information on this one.
2009.
Let's see who got it right.
Vegas again.
Vegas coming on up.
Baby coming in hot.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how that works because if you get 0 on like the first 2 questions and all of a sudden you find the G spot and you surpass it.
Are you still waiting for that moment?
Apparently, you can do it as a baby. I didn't even know.
Next question.
All right. So, what country is the largest producer of hops? Germany,
but not
Australia?
Galaxy Hop.
Nope, just all
any
hops.
All of them.
Yep. Germany, Australia, United States, or Texas?
That's not a country.
Well,
They're
keep
trying.
fucking around. We're
They're
getting
trying.
close.
However, they
Don't
would
say that to someone from
Medicare.
Texas.
They wouldn't be able to enlist in the
Yeah.
military. It'd be actually quite a shit show.
So yes, it is actually the United States.
What number
Wait.
one producer of hops?
We
Wah,
are.
wah, wah.
We done
We're
figured
the largest producer of commercially available hops, mainly
I
because of
apologize.
how big that the craft brewery world is in the United States. Mike, do y'all buy any outside of the United States or outside of that distributor? Have you gone to any like weird hops for a weird beer?
Yeah, actually, I did recently.
Did you?
There was a New Zealand variety that just came out last year, Superdelic hops.
Yep.
We just did our Superdelic Circumstances double IPA, and I had to buy them from Australia.
Okay.
How was the
Oddly enough, like I couldn't find them in America, and there was a place in Australia, and I went online, popped in there, and they had like the weird algorithm on their shipping thing. So I popped in, I got what I needed in my cart, and it was like $100 shipping. I was like, I'll take it. I'll do $100 just to do this experimental IPA.
Yeah.
And you pop back in, and it's $300. I'm like, who's doing this?
Hold on. Yeah.
He's popping these numbers right around here. So I was like, I'll go in a different browser. So I went in a different browser. I get in there, pop everything in the cart, went back to $100, purchased it right there, shipped right out. So
That is weird.
that was my
VPN.
Yeah.
Superdelic hops.
Yeah, and that beer was really good actually. I had that one, right? That was the I think I
Popped in
actually
there.
Yeah, there it is.
I think I actually had that out of the bright before y'all put it on as well.
So
I
you're
think-
showing off. Yeah.
I think Ripken gave me some of it, and
That one was delicious. I do
Yeah.
remember this. Yeah.
because he was all about it.
He was like, "You gotta try this," and I was like, "That is delicious."
It's actually a really good hop, man. I was floored by that breed of it. So it's pretty cool. They're doing a lot of things in the hop industry that it's evolving just so much over time. You can't even catch up with it. So it's fun. I like it. You get to experiment, and I like single hop. I like blending hops. It's just a neat
Did
concept.
you do a smash beer?
That was a smash. That was a smasher.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I don't know things. I didn't ask these questions. I just drank it and said, "Wow, this is great." So
And that's why we have you there. Just
I'll hype you up. I got you.
All right.
What's we have one more question? Yes. Oh, yes,
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
winning?
Baby is on fire.
amazing.
Oh no, wait, baby's on fire.
But Galaxy Garden can't knock him off the podium. It
We'll
seems.
see.
Let's.
All right, here we go. Last question.
All right, what is the most common hop used in brewing, accounting for over 15% of total recipes? Citra, Galaxy, Mosaic, or Fuggle?
I love Fuggle.
Gotta
I
be
don't care
fun.
who knows it.
I put that one in there just for you, actually.
That makes sense.
It's obviously not Fuggle.
It could be. It should be. How about that? It should be Fuggle. I think we've actually brewed a couple beers with Fuggle, and we've only brewed a few beers. So
I don't think we have.
yeah, I very specifically remember being like, "Yeah, Fuggle," and we did it.
It was one beer. That's once.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty high percentage of beers that we've brewed.
All right, so
25%,
the answer is obviously Citra.
obviously.
Wait, why?
I mean,
Obviously. Stop
it's
saying
obvious.
obviously. People
People-
don't know this stuff.
If you haven't drank beer in the
People-
past 10 years in the craft beer world,
Well, just
But
laying
the people that are watching may not know these things. What? Obviously, okay.
Sarah knew. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you are incorrect, Phil. I think you're just weeding yourself down to. It's actually just me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
it's Fuggle. Don't
It's
worry.
Fuggle. I wanted it to be Fuggle hops just because I want it to be more prevalent on cans so I can say it more often.
Actually, funny enough, we just brewed a saison, and I was trying to find Fuggle hops to buy. It was very difficult to find them.
Was it?
Yeah.
Fuggle at
Look,
first.
Mike, I got a Fuggle dealer.
Oh.
On this side, we'll talk after this.
Yeah. He doesn't deliver hops, but he delivers fuggle. So,
God. All right, Phil. Who won?
That's a bad situation.
Let's find out who won. Nothing.
Let's explore the galaxy.
Explore it.
Third place,
Yeah.
G-Spot.
That's podium still.
Oh no, you're drinking the beer I was gonna have.
That's why I'm taking it out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
You're
I appreciate you.
We all know what's gonna happen.
Galaxy Guardian for the win.
4 out of 6.
I almost said just barely edging baby, but then I was like, nope, that could be taken very wrong.
With G-Spot, there's a sentence in there
too
we
many
probably don't want to
things.
say live on the internet.
Jack said you pronounced Centennial wrong. No.
I do like Centennial.
So again, we play trivia with some regularity. If you did enjoy that, stop by every week and play it when we do. I want to talk, Mike, about, didn't y'all do a really well done Galaxy Hop beer at Coastal?
We do our Intergalactic Secrets IPA, and that was the first beer we actually brewed on our system. And
really,
it is we hold on to it for now. It is Galaxy hops and Big Secret hops. They blend really well together. So we keep that thing rolling, man. People love it, and so
I actually didn't realize. I mean, obviously we've had Intergalactic Secrets several times. I didn't realize that y'all had Big Secret in that with Galaxies. I knew there was something else in it. I didn't realize that's what it was actually.
Yep, that was our whole thing with Intergalactic Secret was Intergalactic Galaxy Secrets, Big Secret, rolling with it.
Oh my God, it's all coming together.
It's all coming together, man. The pieces are put together. Now, I love the two blends of those hops. They do really well together. And
yeah. Now, when you're blending two hops like that, within that process, obviously I know it's going to vary recipe to recipe, but is there like obviously like a 50-50, a 60-40, a 70-30? Does it depend on what you're going for or what you're trying to get out of it?
I do a little bit more Galaxy on that one because it tends to pull out better with the product that we're doing, and that's more on the dry hop side. So we do about 50-50 on the hot side. We don't do a lot on the hot. We tend to bring we whirlpool it at a lower temperature than boil, and then we put the hops in on the hot side for that. And then once we transfer it over, we'll do a little bit more Galaxy on the dry hop, and you tend to get it hits better. Like it feels better that way. We've done a couple different ways, and that one tends to work well. So.
And I do think that's a funny portion of the brewing world as well that you don't really think about, is that idea that it just hits different. Or I don't know why, but I got it better this time, and we didn't really change that much, or we did something a tiny bit different, but it just felt right. Which is a funny idea when I think about like beer recipes and how stringent they usually are and how specific they are and what you're shooting for. And then, it just felt right.
Well, it depends on who the brewer is, how specific it is.
Yeah, and how perfectionist that person is.
Yeah, there's some multiple decimal points back when they're measuring, and then there's other people that are like, man, it's fine. I was VBC. I think I added a little bit too much or something. I was like trying to like pull it out on like the scale, and they're like, man, it's fine.
Well, that was Brad, not Jonathan.
This is true, but it turned out delicious.
I can see that.
Just in case Jonathan ever sees this episode, he goes, I would never say that.
I mean, I got it back down, but I was like trying to like scoop out like a little bit, like get it perfect. And they're like, you are taking this way.
That is me, man. When I'm adding like additions to the mash tun for like salts to get our water chemistry right and everything. Right. If it is 250 grams, it's going to be 250 grams.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'll scoop out a little bit extra. But that's me. I don't know.
Same.
It doesn't take a lot. So
I'm for it because I was trying to match the Dortmund water pH, and I was like, no, I'm not.
Water pH.
Not fucking around.
Mike's like, I don't know, man.
Again, this was Jonathan's recipe.
That is funny. Well, Mike, I appreciate you stopping by, man. We're gonna wrap this up so that we can
go to sleep.
Can
I take some Theraflu?
Real quick before you go though, do you have anything coming up over at Coastal? Any big news? Anything exciting you guys are doing? Anything that you want to talk about?
We got a Navarro with lime. It's our Mexican lager. We are releasing that tomorrow.
Nice.
Now, how does that compare to a Bud Light lime?
God, I hope it's better, Phil. I just say that.
Because say I've got you're higher than
I don't know. A Bud Light lime while walking down the strip in Vegas there's nothing better than that. I'm just gonna say.
There's nothing better than that. You're sure?
In Vegas, it hits. Like
Yeah.
you're doing it right.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, we got that going on. We've got some new IPAs coming out. We've got a key lime goza that we're working on right now. A new pastry stout that we're doing. We're just feeding the masses. So,
feeding the masses. I love it.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Somebody got to buy that second space.
Well, my whole thing is like I'm just trying to do what people want. And that's the hardest thing about like this industry is because like you start it and you love the brewing side of it. And the other thing is like you're always feeding towards what people want. So you're not always doing what you want. You're always, looking out for what other people want as well. And I've started to love that, picking out what people want and just going on and figuring out what they desire. So
and it's slushies.
We'll feed them slushies too.
Daniel is a giant fan.
I'm fine with it. You put alcohol in a Slurpee? Fuck you. Yeah.
How about an ice cream cone? Can we do that too?
Right. Again, Mike, I really appreciate you stopping by, man. I know it was kind of last minute that we talked about it.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. I love hanging out with you guys, and I appreciate what you guys do. So it's awesome.
Absolutely, man. And I'll likely see you tomorrow.
Probably.
I'm gonna be in the brewery. So.
All right. Well, see you later.
Guess we'll see you tomorrow.
Cheers, Mike. Be good, man.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
I did not know we were going tomorrow. I thought we said.
No, now we are. I put it on the internet.
Okay, we'll be at Coastal tomorrow.
It's every weekend. You do know this, right? It's every.
I mean, not necessarily that brewery. It is a brewery.
We do jump around a little bit.
Yeah.
We try to get around.
You gotta go from one and then go to the next.
I'm going to be in Williamsburg already.
No one knows where that is.
Going to have to drive all the way to home and then Newport News.
Wow.
What
time do you think you get up?
next
week? Actually, I haven't decided yet.
TBD.
Because I think I would like to try to get some either some past guests from the show, some other brewers on each week to talk about each one. So I'm going to reach out to a friend of the show to see if they're going to be available for the show. And I may give them the option on what hop that they like, as long as it's one of the...
There's two that they cannot have because one has already been claimed that we have not done yet.
Two what?
Two hops. They cannot do Galaxy
yeah.
and they cannot do another one.
Right. Yeah, of course. Well, they've seen the show, so they know we did Galaxy.
Yeah, obviously they watched it.
Obviously. So we will post that on our social media so that you can do your homework for Kahoot next week.
Yes.
To make sure that you're not being beat by a baby. Phil,
all right, then.
Phil, you wrap it up. Just wrap that shit up.
Thanks for watching. Follow, like, subscribe. I don't know. Baby, G-spot. No, I shouldn't say those together. Why? Jeez, see y'all next week.
Yeah. The fact you ended it with baby G-spot.
I cannot. I
just love someone's going to see that out of context or like at the end.
This episode's getting banned.